whatever they want. It's the power's in their hands. For Sentinels, you said they ban Groot, they ban Hela.
Namor's likely on both sides. It's not there for Flyquest.
What else? What do either team do right against each other? Sentinels obviously can set up those flanks with Amazing.
Gonna see some damage on the high side. Groot gets tackled, and the super jump from Wolverine sending him a mile back. But it looks like the escape might happen. Kurova gonna fall early as Gastelum getting a nice early pick there from, I'm assuming, the tackle from a Wolverine that we may have missed. SparkChief gonna start walling them off in that zone. They do a good job of resetting, but down goes 3 early on, and we're only less than a minute into this, and it's looking heavily on the favor of Fly for this first point.
Yeah, the great wall of SparkChief just closed out on Sentinel there. However, Sentinel's coming back for that recontest. I mean, they're swapping to Captain America all into stall, but is it going to work out versus Flyquest?
Yeah, it's really tough to retake into a Groot comp. I like the changes, but it is, I guess they have the confidence to make it happen. I was 99% sure it was going to be taken right there, and yeah, it is. As it is just like you said, you got it when you shut down those zones with Groot, those walls. It's just too much time to have to burn and focus them for you to get in there. And they did use that teleport obviously early to retouch there, so it didn't have any real resource besides forcing a minute and 30 on the clock as we have roughly a max of 2.5 fights before the stagger begins and the fights get intense. Good dive there by Gomes, taking out Gastelum, who could not escape those walls.
Yeah, good pressure. However, Hawk trading their side, so it's a 1-for-1 ultimate committed. Oh my gosh, what a connection! But the fate of both worlds like Cooper to counter it.
I'm ready to put on a show.
Yeah, and here we go as we do see the dance floors. No connection there with the whales yet, as I don't believe there's a good tackle there on Amazing, who's not able to escape light with great positioning. Those tackles forcing them away in a vanguard from the Wolverine out here, and we are seeing a ton of pressure from both sides as Light gets 2, and they are taking this space right back. Make that 3 as Gastelum follows up on Aramori, and they are doing a great job here. Flyquest has 4.
Yeah, they are. They just walk forward. Whale also comes through with the Groot ultimate, blocked by the backside, but Light trying to kind of take people out of the ultimate. Into the slam with the damage boost from the fate of both worlds. That's 2 for Flyquest right now.
Light just showing up when it matters. Amazing with a nice pick back there on Cooper. Great pick too as it does fall onto the shoulders of Luna. Well done by Zelos to pick back Amazing. The numbers going back and forth as Gomez takes out Gastelum. Once again, it's just so back and forth. Sentinels holding on. Good tackle. The scratching post is out. And Groot's they struggle to lift through that as SparkChief falls. A tackle directly right back. 20 HP is the number we just saw on the screen as Gomez goes down, but not out. Great work by Aramori there with the crystals too to buy some additional time. We did see a lot of those crystal cancellations on the whale, and Sentinels are going to hold this before point 3.
Yeah, no teleporter there for Gastelum because he used the portal earlier. Make it quite far now. They do.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple things of note right up in, but yes, it is very much all about this first point as we're going to see the tempo.
And it's interesting to me how the play styles of Flyquest has changed. Energy on this. Namor has been sort of playing backline, playing towards the, group, not really flanking as much, whereas Amazing forced to do that a bit more on the defensive side, it looked like. So the roles have kind of switched. Light has been in the flank the whole time into this fight. They're trying to progressively overload on top of Flyquest. Gastelum gets deleted with the Eye of Agamotto. That ultimate is now removed.
One thing I will mention that definitely happened there is they did actually use both strategist ultimates, I believe, roughly at the same time. There wasn't enough of a stagger between them. There was some overlap, but these early value prior to the fight, which gives them enough of an advantage. And here comes the Eye of Agamotto. I believe it gets shielded up, does find some value. They are going to, an immediate KO, throwing him towards the backline. Gomez finds Gastelum, trying to find another. Yep, as Light and Cooper go down.
Yeah, both of them fall. Sentinels look to close it out now, and that was beautiful. Wow. That was absolutely beautiful, man. Shit, they get it done. Mat number 1. I don't know, man. I thought I had a lot of faith and energy on the Namor, but just the way that Amazing played it throughout the map, the way SuperGomez was able to get value on Wolverine, you said it was a team effort, and it 100% was. But I think the big catalyst for Sentinels is what does Amazing do on these flanks, and energy just never met them. They never was able to match Amazing. I'm not exactly sure why that was. If you can see, even in terms of damage, final hits, Sentinels was just playing like light from her. throughout the fight for Light to get a whole lot of damage. But I mean,
advantage. Kalu's going to own the point and just try to buy time. The big advantage of having that teleport is you will get it back before the end of the map, as there is enough time to retouch later on. As we do see a bunch of damage off the rip. Nice pick there from Gaston to return immediately by Rymazing, taking out Light, as we are going to be down a Vanguard. But no, the res up from Light, that did not matter to them, and we will see that return back and forth with this Guardians comp.
I don't know how Gomez was still alive on that backside angle. Regardless, Flyquest now able to walk forward and just kind of dissipate Sentinels, right? They just have all of those healing, or all of that healing, all of that sustaining. Like you said, that res just brought
40% on the clock.
I am ready.
Groot ultimate started off, forces the ultimate out. Oh no, the wall! They couldn't get there in time to save Gomez, and he doesn't have the res because they don't have the Adam Warlock.
Yeah, and that goes to show you the value, right? I mean, Gomez, oh my goodness! Taking Rymazing out of the sky! Gasklin with an absolute dunk on the forehead. Great meatball, Meteor M. Goodbye. Well done.
No, he only died because Kalushi
Hold the pace a little bit.
Yeah, slows it up, brings it back into it. I thought that res was going to come through and be disgusting. Meanwhile, the low ground, Rymazing singles out Cooper. That's a huge pick for them, as they've been down and out, it feels like, throughout so far. But they capped the point, and also Flyquest on the back foot.
Yeah, it looks like ults are roughly even to the economy. Well done there during those fights by Sentinels to not overcommit. Kurova holding on to the fate of both worlds, and they still have Rymazing ready. They win it, it should be enough. And there's a good set of damage, and Zello's gonna drop Gomez. Gasklin gonna take out Rymazing Light with Hogs, and down goes the squad as they retake the point.
Overtime ticks. Kalush was the last one to fall. They're not gonna have TP for another 3 seconds. People maybe gonna touch, I don't know. You do have somebody here. I mean, Kalush can get the teleporter. No, Aramori fell too quickly. Round number 1. I'm thinking we see a change out of Sentinels in this next round, man. Just to come through and just play the Loki, fresh, just able to pump out as much healing as he has been in damage. But I think it's so interesting because we saw them making that switch, making that transition has been big for Flyquest.
Yeah, it's like it's in the back of their pocket. I mean, top healing right now too for Adios, coming in with only getting KO'd 1 time. Positioning is key when you're on strategist. It's virtually everything. That's the stat line you want to look at when you're a strategist. It just goes to show me that you know where your positioning is. You know how to
get that res out early.
Yeah, good ult there by Spark, trying to find the squad, but gonna get answered there as we do see Aramori copy the dance floor, and they are gonna stay. Oh my goodness! Gasklin gonna take out Aramori, Rymazing, and down goes Kurova after, and Flyquest gonna retake this position and get that percentage right back. Then being able to always ensure you find value, and we're just seeing a ton of success. Kalush with a mean Eye of Agamotto gonna take out Cooper, and Gasklin falls to Gomez, but Light gonna turn that around to Rymazing. Hogs on the Zellos. The numbers going back and forth, and at this point, they're just going to use this dance floor just to hold on to point. Fate of both worlds.
They want to go back to the point. I mean, they know he's going for the TP now. Sentinels go for that map flip, but they don't have anybody back yet. And everybody's so low on Sentinel's side, too. They're going to force out ultimates early from Sentinels as they take this early poke.
I will say that's a bit of a thought process error there. Walking away, not expecting a TP when it wasn't used recently. That's a good early cap. Getting that cap on point does help them get that percentage back to make a big play. Or actually, at this point, just to slow down this pace of fly. Excuse me. Rymazing taking out Adios early. Dunking on the entire squad with the Eye of Agamotto. Great picks there as they are going to push forward onto the clone.
And they push forward on the clone. The resets also come through. Meanwhile, Gomez towards the point. Oh, no! Didn't get the healing. Flyquest now back into the fight. They also have ultimates coming up very soon. Aramori's ultimate is now here. Hogs, what are you going to do with this Meteor M? Can he connect on the Super? You can.
Oh, my. As we do lose another. Cooper goes down. Adios turns out on Aramori, though. And it looks like Flyquest has this advantage. Fate of both worlds going to be popped here if needed. But buying that 16 seconds prior to using the ultimate is give you max advantage. Using it when needed. Well done there. And it kind of gets the brain off of the fact that Loki had just ulted because you don't expect it. Flyquest looks like they might take this thing and get this map completed and even out this score.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna get it done. I mean, you swap over to Desperation Heroes right just to touch the objective. Flyquest get the job done, and it looked kind of sus throughout, but I mean, nice job by Flyquest to change up the strategy. And obviously on their side there was a bit of an issue for Sentinels, man. They just didn't have that group matchup. They didn't commit to the triple strategist, and because of it, Flyquest tied up.
Yeah, I mean, that was a change of pace for sure. Seeing the sweep like that, it looked like Sentinels had it figured out for a while there. But you do see SparkChief, a very comfortable group, getting an insane amount of value, only getting KO'd twice, 44k damage block, not to mention 21k on the damage with 12 final hits. Peak way. We saw SparkChief get the MVP and just absolutely pop off on Groot. So I think the answer needs to happen. Height advantage there to stick on top of that. That's a crazy position. The team's always electing to hold this high side here, trying to get a little bit of alt charge early. Obviously going to be a little bit traded. This has been a very common defending. Zelos trying to take some space with the bubble. Unfortunately not able to do so. Oh, I lied as Hogs gets deleted. And we are going to see a follow-up as Light is going to chase in and take out Gomez, giving them enough space to push this towards the ambulance as they are going to do enough damage. It did collide with the domes of two. Unfortunately got not enough value. Good jump there by Energy as they follow up and take out Kalush. Will they find more? Try to get out. It's going to wait, make sure they reset on the clones. Keep hitting everyone as much as possible through that Groot ultimate. And they are finding a ton of value as Energy sweeps the entirety of the team with one. Yeah, Flyquest ready to hit the Q button very soon. Gaslit is going to press it first. Wait for these crystals. Somebody burn them if possible. Bang! Down goes two. An insane set of picks there, but we do go back. No, it's not going to matter. Flyquest 3 down, up 2 here as this fight's going to progress. They are going to make that up. Oh, wow. The whole team gets swept here and down. It goes. Everyone is surprisingly, honestly, wouldn't expect it to be this very first angle as the Reses are actually in the favor of attack. Gomez finding 3 like an absolute demon. Put those claws away. Trying to sweep everybody on the side of Fly. And we'll have one more fight. Unless the staggering is a little too much, but no. Wow. Don't land on a few. Nobody falls just yet as the reset does go through on a clone, though. SparkChief trying to do some damage to Gomez. Down goes Gomez early. The dump right back at him as Light takes out 2. And they are going to follow up. We do see, oh, wow, Cooper and Zelos on the invis copy. Light going to finish him up as they are pressing in with ready to launch Aramori. Taking out Energy. Sentinels are holding, doing a great job playing slow and confident as we lose Light as well. Cooper goes down. SparkChief goes down. And just like that, Sentinels are going to hold the 4.3.
Sentinels, oh my god. I mean, what a play by them, but far enough for Flyquest? Did they get it enough distance to really have a chance versus Sentinels now?
See, one consistent thing I feel like we've seen from Sentinels is when push comes to shove, you realistically just want to land on supports with that ability because you have so much push potential. You have so much free push away from a zone that can push people out of something like Fate of Both Worlds. You can push them out of that invis boundary. It just has so much value out of just being a tank buster instead. Oh, and there goes Gomez with a great tackle onto a strategist like I mentioned, and they do get one early on. Well done by Gomez.
Yeah, if you're wondering why Gomez is flying there, they prioritize giving the rocket jump pack to him so he gets kidnapped, flies to the skybox, and I mean, that's going to dictate the fight here. I mean, that should be able to give them a good spot. Also, Flyquest on that Peni Parker, just trying to play around that cart, get a lot of damage down range, but eventually they're going to fall just one by one.
Sentinel's looking really good right now on this attack. Oh, the Penny was out. I honestly didn't even catch Light on the Penny. Did try to play Penny on this opponent, was available. Playing it safe, which is a smart play after getting an early pick like that. All you need is one. Oh my goodness, out of the sky goes Energy. Sentinels just keeping this pace.
Are you freaking kidding me, Sentinels? That was amazing. I mean, a terrible start, first of all, right? Throwing the Strangling Prison, Iron Curtain met to block it, just to suck it up. On the other side, you went...
It clearly was the correct decision. Still able to get that pick on Energy as Energy trying to fly in there. But we do have a heavy ult advantage here on the side of Flyquest as they are trying to deal some serious damage. Right there, the dunk finds one as Hawk goes down. Kalush goes down. Light back on that Wolverine, a terrifying force as the entirety of the Sentinels is going to reset.
Is this like the exact situation we saw on the defense? Like, Sentinels come in, don't commit any ultimates, Flyquest commit one. I mean, this
does take out Cooper. Make that Energy as well, right? Amazing. Oh my goodness, he's just different. Following it up under the Groot. Make that a Quadra. Can we see a Penta? Oh my goodness, as they are able to take point 2. And it is going to get pushed here to the final point and will lock off line of sight. Ooh, Gomez did get a fair amount. Light with potentially 4 chose to take out Kalush and still gets a few outside of that as Flyquest sweeps them right back and will have ult advantage in this next cart as they are able to hold on here to this point, just diving in. Take off cart, let that OT tick if you need it to. Oh my goodness, Cooper, it's not over yet. It might be, oh, I'm not sure, Gomez. Yeah, Gomez back as Light takes out Aramori and Kurova. Fly, just trying to get him off this point. shoved at this point. A ton of damage. Gasplin saying, where are they at? Down goes Amazing. Just one up now, I believe, and yes. Wow, Flyquest with an insane defense and an insane touch by Sentinels. So back and forth.
Dude, I gotta be honest, I was thinking that entire time, I was like, how do Flyquest screw this up? Like, it just felt like they were just gonna do something wrong and mess up, but they didn't. They held fast. They got some huge picks, energy, really showing up as a duelist player on that Wolverine, on the Bucky. I mean, just beautiful work from Flyquest to close it out towards the end, getting the pick off onto Kurova, forcing some weird invisible boundaries. The strategist play was dicey from both teams, honestly, towards the end.
We'll see.
They protect the Bucky this time. What? Oh my God. How did this pass over us, dude? Adios is in the game. Adios, no more energy, so they don't have their Hela one trick. So that's why it went through.
Interesting.
And not succeed. We'll see if it happens again versus Sentinel.
You know that conversation happened as soon as they joined the pregame lobby. They said, wait a minute, energy's not here. Do not ban that Hela off rip. Let's make that play happen. And that's why comms and conversation, coaching, all that stuff so important as we start this fight. Flyquest going to be owning space on the point right now. The teleport on the high side, or at least the play on the high side from the side of Sentinel. Shoved back in. Kurova in a very dangerous position as Gasplin gets that early pick. Amazing. Going to even the numbers, though. Light falls. They do have that res, I believe, as we are going to see Light come right back into the fight and turn it right back on Amazing. Gomes gonna find value too and take out one. Light down the teleport. We are gonna lose Aramori on that cloak. We have been seeing a little more cloak since the buff. But great heals onto the backline. Good focus. Up into the sky. Kalu's looking for a dunk. Does find one. And Zelos goes down. Might have the res up though, I do believe. He's gonna fall back and make that happen. Gomez with a good. Ooh, Kraken impact is up again with a reset. Will they find another? Does connect with a few, but we do have that on the ground. And they are just gonna keep battling on point. We have Gomez.
No reset.
Oh my goodness, not able to make it happen.
No, doesn't get the reset, but he's still getting damage down range, right? Oh my God, barely escapes. Also, Flyquest still in control of the point. Nice work from Gomez. They want to close it out on Flyquest.
Yeah, I mean, Cloak with that Eternal Bond on the field, it does slow down the pace like crazy. Really strong healing there. Obviously, it does not lap like it used to, but it does cover a ton of area. Great pick again as Sentinels are going to try to even out these numbers, but that's a great first hold for Flyquest. You can't deny it as
Trying to follow through in the damage.
Yeah, gonna be a moot point, I don't believe. Amazing! Great pick there on Adios! Incredible positioning, following together. Him and Kurova playing off the game of forcing out those ults if possible without using your own and then making value happen when you can. Up again, Gasplin trying to make it 2. Oh my goodness! Instead says, nah! How about I make it 4? As Flyquest is just gonna run through Sentinels and retake the point with roughly even percentage. Play, we talked about this yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, and other, please put your portals backwards so your team can use it as a wall. That did not need to be an immediate source of damage, but Gomez is going to start shutting down 2, 3, as they are going to retake this point, at least so far. No, the rest is up on the side of Zelos, who gets all of them back. You got to follow up with the Bucky. You got to try to connect with as many as possible. There is some time for them to hold on. Great decision-making there for Flyquest.
Sentinels, they hit the Yamamoto. There with the follow-up is, oh my God, Amazing! Takes down 2 of the AFK individuals due to the Yamamoto. Flyquest is really just falling apart now.
Wow, Sentinels looking really good. The confidence is back. Hulk is out, and they are going to take home map 1 of this domination to try to even out the score here, giving them a slight advantage as we are pushing emote. But yeah, they are going to speed out here, going to make the swap likely unless, I mean, odds of them changing probably 1,000%. You know, you had to believe for a minute. But yeah, I mean, the teleport, like we talked about, I tried to mention it there. They just get raw damage knowing exactly where you're coming from. It helps them pick you off prior to the fight, but otherwise it's a wall for you to play around. Good ultimate there, and just a hold on as Cooper is just trying to make sure Fly gets this early take. Zelo's going to fall from, or actually, excuse me, going to get a pick on Kaluj, and it is going to get the numbers back in this favor. Will they get this map? Oh, they're trying to hold that aggressively early, but they are going to play off that as SparkChief gets another pick on Gomez.
Yeah, they're just going to close it out. What? Kurova commits the invisible boundary. Why would you do that? I mean,
anything happened, but Hogs does get rid of Gasplin, and there goes Zelos, but Light again with the ult. We have an answer. We do know Adios does, and there it goes. They are going to try to hold on with Adios on point. The res again from Zelos going to bring them back. Zelos going to get a pick. Light going to get a pick. Oh my goodness, Fly! Taking this back and owning it and shoving them in and taking map 2.
I honestly thought without that res or without the team res from Zelos, they were in a tough spot, but Like,
times, but not much. I believe twice so far, and actually one of which was from the side of Light, who pulled out the Storm at one point. But I am surprised to see it right now.
yeah, I mean, he's going to stick with it for sure because in the Brawl meta, I mean, Storm does really well, especially if there's no Hela on the other side. So, Amazing also going through the comfort pick. We talked about how he's a super good Moon Knight player, was a really good Storm player. In the Brawl, they have so much damage. Hogs also tosses out his ult, but it's met by walls on the side and their own turning prison. But the follow-up damage is over there, over the top side, man. That's why you play Storm. Look how much damage that did as the rest of Flyquest just walked in.
Yeah, gotta be honest, I was concerned initially with the Strangling Prison just because of all the cooldowns ready, but the team's commit was so heavy. Everybody hard engaged, burned through all the shields, burned through everything that's there in the moment, and did find gonna be it and what you want to see. Ooh, Amazing, nice damage. Good fall up in the eye of Agamotto as they are still holding on.
Yeah, they are still holding on into the sky. Meteor M as the fight extends to 50% of the board. Double jump away. Didn't say also, Amazing falls. Everybody else on Sentinel just struggling to live on this point.
That was patience in a nutshell. I don't know if you noticed, but there was actually a bubble there on Aramori, and it just was a game of holding on as Gaston just waited to the very last millisecond. The bubble disappeared and still got the pick. That was huge. Again, for the side of Sentinels, tries to pop another with a tornado, but that's 2 ults used and no value as the percentage should be shifting over here to Flyquest.
Yeah, look, Gomes is
watching that last fight, and Sentinels used an absolute ton. This could be a mean turn. I have Agamotto out with a dunk land. Oh my goodness.
It's over, man. It might be over. I don't know. The Blues didn't even go down, so they're not going to have teleport to spawn. Wait, he's found Zelos on the other side. Getting damaged. I mean, they have sustain too. Gomes has to walk back from spawn, though, and Flyquest have ultimates. Lights in the sky right now.
Oh, and the res up for Zelos. The panic is starting. This is where all the nerves start colliding. They got to get here quick. We might see switches onto heroes that can fly back. But no, nothing yet. The Gaston's going to find Karova. Numbers are falling here. Sentinels starting to panic. SparkChief dealing a ton of damage. Finds another as Gomes goes down. Will they be able to make this play happen? Will this end their series? As they do, push again. SparkChief gets 2 hogs. Gonna find Light. Amazing finds 1. Numbers back and forth. Light gonna res though. Aramori goes down. Oh my goodness, Cooper takes 2 and the W goes to Flyquest as they end the Sentinels run.
What a series. Flyquest put themselves in the grand finals versus 100 Thieves. I mean, deserved ending from them. Just feels bad for Sentinels because it just felt like they couldn't find a groove towards the end. Their meta, just not it. This meta just ain't it for Amazing and crew and the Sentinels. So Flyquest, shout out to them. They got the job done.
Yeah, I like how you worded that. I mean, that's the beauty about hero shooters, especially this one. Metas, team compositions, team ups, all that stuff is so important. And you're going to find some teams excel during certain metas. This is obviously very heavy towards